we have a large asteroid come near the planet, hopefully you've been forewarned. Hopefully you can see this is all part of the game plan, that everything is going according to plan. Now, the latest asteroid was the one that came in over Indonesia and now is raising new fears about Earth's defenses once again. And this was October 8th, right before the bombing of the moon. The rock crashed into the atmosphere above South Sulawesi, Indonesia. The blast was heard by monitoring station 10,000 miles away. Scientists are concerned that it was not spotted by any telescopes and that, had it been larger, it could have caused a disaster. The asteroid, estimated to be around 10 meters or 30 feet across, hit the atmosphere at an estimated 45,000 miles per hour. The sudden deceleration caused it to heat up rapidly and explode with the force of 50,000 tons of TNT. Now, luckily, due to the height of the explosion, estimated between 9 to 12 miles above sea level, no damage was caused on the ground. The fireball was spotted by locals in Indonesia, and a YouTube video taken that day appears to show a large dust cloud consistent with the bright daylight fireball. Now, the thing is that here I was announcing and following all of these type of things, and especially the curious ones, such as the one that went over HARP facility back in '99. A meteor that came in, went directly over the facility, exploded in the atmosphere, causing the clouds to disperse at 1,000 miles an hour, causing a sonic boom that got the people of Anchorage to run to their basements thinking it was the end of the world, and 3 hours later an earthquake. Now, again, as I discuss this, I always go back to Milosevic accusing the U.S. of using HARP technologies to cause earthquakes and floods. And this brings me to a curious note on my report on Red Ice Creations, the Sorcerers, or what did he title that? Obama Cloning and the Sorcerers of Atlantis. And I was reading through the comments, and of course I understand that thousands of people have watched this, and only a few leave messages, and of course it's typically the ones that feel the need for ceremonial pissing. And so therefore you'll mostly see negative comments left on videos, and that is because these people can't help but spew their filth onto the picture. Right, get up and do it yourself then, my friend. But one of the comments said that, well, he's just saying that you can't get the USA Today archives, and I went and Googled it, and sure enough, there's USA Today archives. Yes, my friend, there are USA Today archives on the internet, but you will not find the paper, the actual headlines that were placed in the newspaper that day. You are not going to find the stories as I am reporting them because they don't database the USA Today. So yes, you may find the USA Today on the internet, but this is not a databased newspaper as all the others are, that you can go to the library, check microfiche, go and check the old papers. They do not exist. So just realize that many of these stories I wish I still had. I wish someone had saved all of the newspapers from USA Today from December of 1999 so that I could show you these headlines like Masons stop, or Muslims stop the Freemasons from capping the Great Pyramid with gold. Absolutely the headline on USA Today, December of 1999. Or Milosevic accusing U.S. causing earthquakes and floods. So as I was tracking these meteors, and no one's too sure actually what they are. They say they think they're meteors, they think they're bolides or fireballs, but no one was too sure because of the unusual occurrence of the sonic boom and then, of course, being followed by an earthquake, which they're not really correlating to the same story. I am. I see this as part of the blue-green preparation as they start to get the whole thing ready, as they start to test different aspects of the show. And I do believe that these are manufactured and not actual meteors or bolides. I could be wrong, but of course they don't know either, so let's just see how it goes. But they are absolutely announcing that these are very strange occurrences and they have no idea what they are, so the question is open. And as I began to report all of these to you, and of course this is all in Space War News as well, as I began to report these to you, all of a sudden they announce incoming bolides will be classified secret. So all of a sudden we're not getting the reports anymore, except for this large bolide that came in over Indonesia. Now the curious thing about this bolide was that it was the largest since 1994. Now they are saying that one report indicated a bright fireball accompanied by an explosion and lingering dust cloud. According to experts at NASA JPL Near Earth Object Program Office in Pasadena, California, Don Yeoman, Paul Chodas, and Steve Chelsea, the blast is thought to be due to the atmospheric entry of an asteroid, more than 30 feet or 10 meters in diameter. Due to atmospheric pressure, this thing exploded. My understanding is that this may have been the largest object to strike the Earth since the fireball near the Marshall Islands in the South Pacific on February 1, 1994, said Clark Chapman, a noted specialist in asteroids and planetary science. So the question was, why wasn't this asteroid observed before it hit? Almost certainly it was detected and presumably immediately identified as an explosion of a large meteoroid, rather than, say, an explosion of a human-made device in the atmosphere. But these satellites are secret. In the past, the establishments controlling them have delayed releasing the data for weeks or months. Scientists hope that they will reverse this policy of secrecy. This event will demonstrate whether the wall of secrecy is coming down again or not. Evidently, because of the passage of weeks since the event, there has been no decision to release the data promptly. This is all part of the program, folks, and as you start to adapt to where we actually are, as you start to recognize the levels that we're at, when we're punching holes into the other dimension, creating human sperm and eggs out of the ether, basically, we no longer even need humans for reproduction. They can take stem cells and they can create sperm, they can create eggs, and they can create humans using this technology. Now, the issue comes also in the ancient past. As we start to look at our situation today and how we've got here, then we realize that there is a lot of evidence to suggest that this type of cloning experimentation was going on long before, way back in the day of the Elohim, what some are now calling the Anunnaki. I disagree with that term, but of course I'm using the man that uses the term to make the disagreement because he uses the term Anunnaki in two different ways, and I am speaking of Zecharia Sitchin. When he speaks of the Anunnaki, they were a race that the Elohim brought with them. It is the Elohim that Ra'el says are teaching him and guiding him towards this human cloning program. The Anunnaki were a genetically crafted race that were brought with the Elohim to do the mining on planet Earth, according to Zecharia Sitchin. He later then goes on to consider them all Anunnaki, but I found a fallacy in that type of lingo as he was talking, because these Anunnaki seem to be the very greys, the very aliens that we think are from some other planet. But if we were to follow this story, then they would be a genetically crafted race that were designed to be subterranean and actually live and exist here on planet Earth with us at this time. I believe that it's them that are doing these abductions and taking the humans and crossbreeding, creating a hybrid that will be able to exist on the surface as we move into this unimaginable future. Now, there's more on the Space War news, and one that I find very curious is the Chinese say they're building an impossible space drive, the M drive, or electromagnetic drive. Chinese researchers claim they've confirmed the theory behind the impossible space drive and are proceeding to build a demonstration version. If they're right, this might transform the economics of satellites, open up new abilities for space exploration, and give the Chinese a decisive military advantage in space. If you go back and you look at my research, you look at the posts that I've put under articles, you will see that I have outlined this road to World War III. And of course, a large portion of this is due to the Russia-China alliance. I'm constantly talking about the Phobos Grunt mission, which the Russia-China alliance are launching to Mars's moon. Now, of course, NASA is saying that Mars's moon would be a much better choice than the moon. They'd rather see them go to either an asteroid or one of Mars's moons, most likely Phobos, instead of a return to the moon. All of the NASA reports that are coming out I find truly curious, because one level they're